What is up, guys? It is AJ from MMA Experts, and this is the UFC Vegas 15 weigh-in recap, full card predictions, and the updated betting odds. Let's get into the first fight of the night. And actually, before we do, main event was scrapped. Derek Lewis, Curtis Blades, they're going to probably be fighting sometime in December, rescheduled. Blades test positive for COVID-19. That fight is off. The new main event, Anthony Smith, Devin Clark, is set. It is set for 5 rounds. But let's get into the predictions for the full card. Let's start with this first fight of the night. Nate Maness versus Luke Sanders. Both men came in on weight, looking good for their 40-pound catch weight. You do see a slight height advantage towards Nate Maness here. I really like Nate's striking. I think he is competent on the ground too. He's good kind of everywhere. Luke Sanders also very good, heavy-handed, has a win over Renan Barão, big win, but has been out for a while. Nate Maness more active. I think Nate Maness gets a win. I don't think it's easy. I think it goes the distance here. I think it probably is a decision, maybe a unanimous 29-28 decision. I could see Luke Sanders definitely winning around there. Could even potentially see a split decision, but I'm predicting hard-fought decision victory for Nate Maness. As far as betting odds are sitting at this moment, Nate Maness, the plus 140 underdog, Luke Sanders, a minus 150 favorite. I am riding with the underdog, Nate Maness. I really think he has this fight. They both look in incredible shape, but I really got to ride with Nate here. I have faith that he pulls this one off and cannot wait to see this fight. Now, next fight of the night, Malcolm Gordon takes on Matareji. Should be an interesting matchup between these two. Sue is a fair amount taller. He has been training with some good grapplers. He is improving his grappling game, which I believe was not necessarily a hole, but a weaker point because his striking is excellent. Malcolm Gordon, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt. I could see this fight being a lot more competitive than people are thinking. The betting odds have Sue at a massive minus 305 favorite to Malcolm Gordon at a plus 275 underdog. I think there's definitely potential we see Malcolm Gordon get a submission in this matchup, but I'm less confident now seeing them face off than I was earlier in the week. I'm on Team Gordon, but if it's on the feet, Matareji is going to win this fight. If Gordon, we can really tell who's going to win this fight. If Gordon's not able to get it to the mat and he's choosing to strike, I think Sue outstrikes him easily over the course of 3 rounds. We're really going to have to find out in the wrestling scrambles. If Sue's takedown defense has improved as we have heard it might have, I think he gets the win here. But if it has not, if it's similar level to what we saw against Luis Smolka, I think Malcolm Gordon takes this fight. So I would say a non-confident underdog pick here based on how they looked recently, but hearing about the training, I'm definitely leaning towards Matareji. If I'm going to give you an exact prediction, I think I'm probably leaning Sue getting this one done, even though I did predict during the week that Malcolm Gordon would get it done. Seeing them next to each other, it's going to be difficult for him. I don't want to totally discredit Gordon. Obviously, I see skills that can see him getting the win. I predicted 2nd round submission. I'm not going to totally say I'm changing my pick. I'm going to say it's a low confidence underdog pick in Malcolm Gordon here. But if Matareji pulls it off, I would not be surprised. He is a pretty heavy favorite as far as the betting lines do go at this point, but I think the fight is closer than the odds have it. Next fight of the night, Rachel Ostovich takes on Gina Mazani. I feel like this is a tricky fight to predict because both have had kind of bad results inside of the UFC, have taken losses. For Rachel Ostovich, losing professional record. Gina Mazani, 6-4 as a pro. I picked Ostovich earlier in the week. I do think she'll be able to out-grapple Mazani, but I do know James Krause is training Mazani, which does give me a bit more confidence in her coming into this fight. It's another one. This is kind of one of those pick'ems fights. I think it's very competitive between these two. I think neither are extremely elite level skill sets. As far as the betting odds have it, Mazani's a minus 190 favorite to Ostovich at a plus 175. I'd probably recommend sitting out on a bet on this one. I'm not loving the prediction, or rather the bet for this fight. I think that we could see Ostovich out-grapple her. I think she is the stronger girl of the two, but the experience goes towards Gina Mazani. This is another one that's a tricky pick. I'm going to stick with the original pick of Ostovich, but I'll be honest with you guys, it's a low-confidence pick in her now, especially with the odds shifting. I could see Gina Mazani absolutely getting the win here over Rachel, especially if Ostovich, we're going to find out another one. We're going to find out early. If Ostovich can't get this fight to the mat, I think Gina Mazani absolutely lights her up on the feet here. Next fight of the night, Anderson Dos Santos versus Martin Day. This is an exciting matchup. I originally picked Martin Day. I still think he's going to win. I think he looks excellent. I think we're going to see Martin Day work his precise striking, and he's going to outwork Anderson Dos Santos over the course of 3 rounds. I think it's fairly competitive, but I am riding Martin Day in this matchup. That is my prediction here. A Martin Day unanimous decision win. As far as betting odds, they do agree he's a minus 155 favorite to Anderson Dos Santos at the plus 145 underdog. I think Martin Day is a very good guy to pick. I think that he has the skill set to win. I've seen a lot of potential out of him, even though he has been knocked out in the past and taken losses. He's a guy that has a very high level skill set, especially striking. He's a lot more precise than Anderson Dos Santos. Next fight of the night, Kai Kamaka III takes on Jonathan Pierce. This is not going to be as easy of a fight for Kai Kamaka, I think, as people are expecting. The betting odds right now have Kai Kamaka as a strong minus 290 favorite to the plus 260 underdog. So money has come down a bit on Jonathan Pierce, the dog here. I don't like the Pierce prediction to win, but I like the competitive fight. I think it goes probably towards the 3rd round. I think probably a decision victory for Kai Kamaka III is very likely here, and I don't think it'll be an easy one. I think it could be a lot more competitive and close than a lot of people are expecting. Jonathan Pierce had a tough debut against Joe Lozon, but Lozon's a legend of the game, or at least a very good veteran that's always known for legendary fun fights. I am riding with Kai Kamaka, close decision here. I don't think it's going to be easy. He is a strong favorite, not the best bet of the night, because I could see the bigger Jonathan Pierce upsetting him here, but not high likelihood of that. Norma Dumont takes on Ashley Evans Smith. Very intriguing fight here, but Norma Dumont misses weight. She comes in over the limit. She's dropping to bantamweight for the first time. She's not a massive girl, so I feel the weight miss here is not a good look by any means. 139.5. Ashley Evans Smith, 135.5. Even lighter, Ashley Evans Smith looks like the bigger girl of the two, at least height-wise, maybe frame-wise. Norma Dumont maybe has a little bit more muscle around her shoulders and arms. I think we're going to see Ashley Evans Smith use her overall skill set and kind of beat the one-dimensional Norma Dumont here. I think we see Ashley Evans Smith probably either a decision win or even a late TKO here. She's gritty. She's tough. I am riding Ashley Evans Smith here. Betting odds for her as of right now, I know she was competitive between the two. She's a slight favorite at a minus 135. Norma Dumont at a plus 125. I have the favorite, Ashley Evans Smith, in this matchup. Bill Algie, Spike Carlisle. What a fun fight this should be between these two. Algie always comes to fight Carlisle as well. Carlisle, tough loss, but I thought he could have maybe got the decision, not against Billy Q. Bill Algie, competitive fight with Ricardo Lamas in his debut. I like Carlisle. I think he has explosive power. I think his grappling game is very high level. I think he matches up fairly well with Algie. I know Algie is longer, but I think he's going to engage him. I think it's going to be a competitive fight. I think it goes the distance. I think the betting odds right now are not super widespread, but fairly. Minus 180 for Carlisle. Bill Algie at a plus 168. I'm riding Carlisle. I think he gets the win here. I know that Algie looked very good against Ricardo Lamas, but Lamas is older. Spike Carlisle on the rise. I have Carlisle winning this fight by unanimous decision. Both men coming in very good shape. Carlisle, the signature bicep pose there, looking pretty jacked. Parker Porter versus Josh Parisian. This is one of those interesting ones. Both guys are very big. One punch can absolutely change this fight. The betting odds right now sitting at a minus 195 for Parisian, a plus 180 for Parker Porter. I mean, this fight here, I think Parisian, without a doubt on paper, gets it done. He really should. He has a more wide array of skills. He's faster. He's more athletic. But Parker Porter needs one punch. He's a very big man. Both men coming in the 260s. Let me get their exact weights for you guys. 263 for Parker Porter. 265.5 for Josh Parisian. For me, I am riding with Josh Parisian, the favorite, to win this fight. I don't know if I agree with the odds at minus 195 to Parker Porter plus 180. I mean, kind of widespread. I think they could have been closer than that, but Josh Parisian, I mean, he's an Ultimate Fighter veteran, multiple-time Contender Series veteran, so it kind of makes sense why they would have him as a favorite here. He's expected to win, and I do think he beats Parker Porter in a fairly competitive matchup. Takashi Sato, Miguel Baeza. I'm super excited for this matchup, honestly. The height difference does not look nearly as substantial as I expected it to. As far as betting odds in this matchup, Baeza is a minus 170 favorite, Sato at a plus 160. It's one of those fights, man. I think Baeza's more well-rounded, but he likes to strike. And sometimes, and Matt Brown, an example, caught him with a big punch. I think if Sato catches him with that same shot, granted, Sato's also a southpaw, so that will throw the game off a bit. I think that's a knockout. I think Sato, I am riding with him for the upset. People might say I'm crazy, and I may be. I may be crazy for this. Miguel Baeza may go in there and dominate, but the thing is, the low calf kick does not work nearly as effectively on a southpaw as it's going to do with a conventional fighter. I have Takashi Sato. I think he catches Miguel Baeza in round 2 or 3 with a straight shot, and I think that he will knock him out and pull off a massive upset here. And honestly, I'm very excited for this matchup because it's going to be fireworks no matter who wins this fight. This is a fan-friendly fight. Main event, Devin Clark, Anthony Smith. I will say I'm not super impressed by the physique of Anthony Smith. Devin Clark seems to be a bit more muscled. He is the wrestler, so if he has that strength advantage, definitely in the clinch exchanges, it's going to make it different when they're grappling. I think Anthony Smith has a good overall game. Striking is where he shines. I think he needs to keep this fight on the feet. I believe he will be probably put up against the fence very early. We know what Devin Clark's going to do. He's going to look to wrestle. He's going to look to get this fight to the mat. He's going to look to make it a dirty fight. He wants it in the clinch. He wants it on the floor. He wants it against the fence. He does not want to be in open range with Anthony Lionheart Smith, which I don't blame him. Anthony Smith is an absolute beast kickboxer. He's technical. He's very sound with the straight shots. I have Anthony Smith winning, but it's not easy. I predict he'll get a TKO before the end of the fight. So inside of 3 rounds, but it's not going to be easy. I could see late second round stoppage, definitely for Anthony Smith. I think Devin Clark potentially might gas a bit. I think that Smith will land the better strikes. Smith will probably be a bit overwhelmed early, but he'll start getting going toward maybe the middle of the first round. I think he starts catching Devin Clark with good shots as long as he's able to keep Clark off of him and out wrestle him. I am riding Anthony Smith in this matchup. He is the favorite, but not super substantially. He's a minus 140 favorite. Devin Clark at a plus 120 underdog. I have Anthony Smith winning this fight. Overall, very fun card. Disappointing to have lost the main event, but I think it should still be a very fun night. I did have a couple picks that I was very indecisive on, but just to clarify, I do have Rachel Ostovich over Gina Mazani, and I do have Malcolm Gordon over Matareji. If I didn't make that clear enough, actually, when we had the fights up on the screen, even though I do think that their opponents have very legitimate and serious chances of beating them. Not fights that I'd advise betting on. I think Smith should get it done. If I was going to throw a bet down on Smith, I would not be extremely confident, but I would be confident in him. As far as looking down the whole card, any names that I really like for a bet, I like Martin Day. I'm very confident in him. I also feel like Nate Maness is a pretty good guy to bet on as far as an underdog, but it's a risk. It's always going to be a risk betting on a guy taking on Luke Sanders. I mean, the guy beat Henan Barral, but I like Nate Maness. As far as besides him, looking through the card, I don't like a bet on Spike Carlisle. I don't like the Takashi Sato underdog bet. I feel like a Josh Parisian bet. He is a favorite, but you're at risk with him because I do feel Parker Porter will have a legit chance. He hits hard. Granted, his debut was against Chris Daukaus, and I think Chris Daukaus has much better boxing than Josh Parisian. Doesn't mean Josh Parisian is not going to win the fight. I don't think it's going to be that quick. I don't think it's a first-round fight. I think it's a late third-round stoppage. I think it's competitive. I think they go back and forth. Should be a very fun fight card. I mean, unfortunately, we lose that main event, which kind of stinks, but at least we still have Anthony Smith finishing off the show against Devin Clark. Look for Smith to rebound and get himself back in line, maybe working towards another title run. That is it for the full card predictions, weigh-in recap, and the betting odds. Thank you all so much for watching. Make sure you guys smash that like button, subscribe to the channel. Also, guys, follow my social media, Instagram, Twitter, and if you guys are looking to play some bets, check out the MyBookie link in the description. I appreciate all you guys so much, and I'll see you all in the next video.